It's the Comedy Store tonight, starring Argus Hamilton. With tonight's guests, Bill Dawes, Nicole Aimee Schreiber, and now, live from the Sunset Strip, from the bowels of the world's greatest comedy club, it's the Comedy Store tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Argus.
Hey, thank you all for coming. Thank you all. Thank you so much for coming. And thank you all for tuning in. And welcome to the Comedy Store tonight. I'm Argus Hamilton. So glad to have you with us. Meanwhile, I'm so glad our studio audience is inside tonight because, folks, California is on fire right now. Brush fires, wildfires all over the state, burning up everything in its path. Still, better than gonorrhea. And you know, with all the vitriol and anger in today's news, I'd just like to say one thing. To the person who stole Robert De Niro's antidepressants, I hope you're happy now. Now, meanwhile, out on the road, Stormy Daniels took a break from her touring of the nation's strip bars this week to come back to Los Angeles and shoot a new porn movie. Well, say what you will about President Trump, but he sure gets people back to work again. And now this was the most interesting thing to me this week. Pepperidge Farm announced a recall of all their goldfish crackers from grocery store shelves due to salmonella. But it set off what you'd call premature jubilation in the media. Yeah, when CNN first heard that the tainted orange cracker was being recalled, they thought they'd missed the impeachment. Meanwhile, Sunday night in Houston, Texas, a man was pulled over with 9 kilos of methamphetamine in his truck, or as they call it now, meth, because meth is easier to say with no front teeth. Now, along those lines, 170 people were sickened after eating at an Ohio Chipotle's. The good news is the numbers are down by 50%. Chipotle's is calling it their best poisoning yet. And speaking of fast foods, get this. McDonald's announced today the Big Mac has just turned 50 years old. Isn't that amazing? You know, the Big Mac has now outlived everyone who eats them. Now, this is strange. A lot of people saw this on social media, so you know I'm not making it up. A zoo in Cairo this week is taking heat after being caught painting a donkey to look like a zebra. Now, the zoo took this ridiculous measure after their last 2 zebras died of starvation. In retrospect, the zoo says it regrets its decision to feed the animals in alphabetical order. You should see how fat that aardvark got. Meanwhile, get this, a homeless man in San Francisco yesterday was spotted on a street corner handing out his resume. You know, recipients got his work history, his salary expectations, and hepatitis C. Now, finally, folks, I promise you this is true. Everyone in LA is talking about this. Last week, a 17-year-old kid broke into a home in Southern California, woke up the owners, and asked them for their Wi-Fi password. The husband screamed, "Get out of my house!" To which the teen replied, "Is that all lowercase?" It like sounds like you're screaming in all caps. We got a fantastic show tonight. I'm so glad you're tuned in. We got a terrific setup here at the Comedy Store. Glad you're becoming a regular. Tonight, I'm really looking forward to meeting our two comedy guests. They're terrific comics. I've heard all about them. Bill Dawes is here, ladies and gentlemen, from the Laugh Factory. And we have a very funny lady, the absolute queen of social media. I see her jokes all over the place. I can't wait to talk with her. Nicole, Aimee Schreiber is here with us, ladies and gentlemen. All right? So stick around. We're going to have a ball. Welcome to the Comedy Store tonight. Thank you so much. Glad to have you here. We're back. Go. Welcome back, folks.
Hey.
Nice to have you.
Yay, team.
Welcome back to the Comedy Store tonight. And it's a privilege to bring out our first comic because he's a regular at the Laugh Factory down the street at Laurel and Sunset. And their owner, Jamie Masada, and I started out together as doormen and MCs at the Comedy Store Westwood, way back in the day.
I got to address something. Jamie says that the Andy Kaufman foreign guy is based on him. Is that true, or is that Jamie talking shit?
Jamie knows everything. I would believe it. Huh? I would. Jamie,
interesting. Fun fact.
Jamie and I, we used to seat people, save all the best seats for $20 tips. This is 1976. I had money then. That was 2 grams. And of course, he made a tremendous success. How do you like the stage there?
I love it. It's my favorite stage in the world. Yeah, everything's really close together and people right on you. I love it.
Yeah, I did one show there. It was a tornado benefit that Sean Polofsky put together. And I just loved the room. It reminded me of the old Comedy Store Westwood. Great acoustics and all.
When's the last time you've been there? When you come back? People will mistake you for Fraser Smith, but you should come back.
Mitzi haunts everything. I'm not going anywhere but here.
Okay, got it.
So tell me, you're a Princeton guy.
I graduated. I don't know if I'm a Princeton guy. I got my degree from Princeton.
What did you get your degree in?
Aerospace engineering. Obviously. Do you have a joke? Why would you laugh at that? I swear to God.
How many minutes do you have in a routine on disappointed parents?
Oh, yes, it's half my act. Yes, and it's half my truth.
Oh, my gosh. So you graduated from Princeton. When did you start doing open mics during college?
No, I went to graduate school for acting because I'm a serious thespian. So I went to, so I was like a New York theater guy. And I did like Broadway and off Broadway, and then I started realizing that when you're an actor, you're being told what to do and what to say all the time by a bunch of playwrights, hacks. Yeah. So I was like, you know, I'm funny. I got jokes too. So I just started getting drunk and doing open mics and stopped getting drunk about 5 years ago, but kept doing the comedy. Yeah.
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you're a stand-up, you don't have to split the door 15 ways like you do as an actor.
What? What acting are you talking about?
Really? Well, I quit myself a while back. And,
you quit what? Drugs or drinking or
everything?
Everything. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. There's a difference.
I haven't seen you at any of the meetings. No.
Well, you should go to Beverly Hills AA.
Okay. Got it. Got it.
Beverly Hills AA is great. It's like, hi, my name is Sid. I represent Bob, and he's an alcoholic.
Yeah. That's a good one. I like that.
Thanks. I want a free trip here, you know. So tell me about where you're going. You work the road. What do you do?
Yeah, I do. I do like Vegas and Reno. Like my thing is I always say like I'm mixed. I'm half white, half trash. So I relate to like the people. I basically do like Trump rally tours around, except fuck Trump, but I do like, you know, I'm from a very.
You're in the basement of the Comedy Store. You can be yourself here.
So no, but I do like very blue collar shows, and you know, it's interesting because I have a joke where I talk about the PC police and how you can't say the word retard, you have to say Trump supporter, and in Hollywood people are like yay, and I go to Reno, I'm like you can't say retard, you have to say Hillary supporter, and I get like body surfed out of the fucking room. It's amazing. I love it. I'm a sellout. Okay, I'll sell out for the truckers. I don't care.
Yeah, truckers make really good hecklers.
Yeah, and they're scary as fuck.
So what have you learned on the road?
I've learned, well, I basically learned that, like, you know, you never know what people are there for. Some people are there. I've had situations where you're being flippant and cool, and then you make fun of a woman, like, oh, you're single? What, you got divorced? Yeah, because marriage is difficult. She's like, my husband died last week. This is the first time I've been out of the house. So, I know, downer, right? But I realized that, like, everyone's there for a different reason, and whatever it is, your job is just to make them fucking laugh.
I've found that something different than the way comics used to talk. The crowds here at the Comedy Store, at least in the main room on the weekend, are a lot like crowds when I'll go back to Oklahoma City. There's not that different. Everybody's, you know, hip into the same things now. Yeah, and people don't want to be depressed right now. People don't want like a lot of like, this isn't excusing my hacky material, but people don't want like a lot of deep thoughts and jokes about like suicide and death, and I just want to keep, you know, I want people laughing. A good fart joke, you know, that gets an applause break maybe. That's my dream. Well, Kinnison used to open with one. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. He's not around. What is it? I don't remember. Well, do you see yourself doing Showtime specials, or do you want to be a movie actor? What do you see in your future? What do you want? Well, what do you see in your future, Argus? Come on now. I see. My goal is to move upstairs to the belly room with the show someday. Oh, I think if you use the sky's the limit. Do you have a vision board? Not, you know, I think that. I mean, yeah, I'll do a show. Whatever. Anyone booking Showtime specials? Yeah. Well, no, they are doing it on Netflix. Yeah. You know what? I'll even do Netflix. I'm not gonna say yeah. I'm not gonna, yeah. I'll do. Yeah, I'm a whore. I'll do whatever it is. I'll do like. I'll do a special for truckers, for black rooms, for whoever's gonna throw me enough money. Yeah. And the stage. I'll do it. When you were a little boy being raised, what comics did you like to watch? Oh boy, I was a clown. I do a lot of physical comedy, so I like Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton and Bill Irwin. And then when I got a little bit older, it was Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy and stuff like that. Never anyone too smart. Yeah. Well, you know, I'm amazed whenever I see. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, they're smart, but you know what I mean? They're not. Okay. But whenever I see anything of Buster Keaton, I cannot believe how funny those guys were. Oh yeah. I mean, unbelievable. It kills you today whenever you see a silent film with Buster Keaton. I think you got to put if you're doing physical comedy, you got to put yourself at physical risk. You should almost die. And I feel like when you're an actor, you should put yourself at emotional risk. You should almost want to kill yourself. And when you're a comic, you should put yourself at risk getting punched in the face. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I feel. Yeah. Well, did you study much young Jerry Lewis movies when he was physical? Yeah, I mean, Nutty Professor is one of the best performances in comedy history. Yeah. Do you know? Are you familiar with Andrew Dice Clay? You know him very well. Of course, yeah. You know, he was just doing all kinds of impressions at the Comedy Store Westwood, and then he started doing. This is back when he was still a Jew, right? Yes, exactly. Okay. He was Andy Clay. And he didn't have the Silverstein yet. Oh, yeah. But anyway, he was doing the Nutty Professor, the movie. And his buddy Rich got such huge reaction, he turned that into Dice Clay.
Oh, wow.
And he didn't know for years later that Buddy Rich was Jerry Lewis's impression of Dean Martin.
Oh, wow. So now Dice Clay is like 3 people removed from an actual person.
Dean Martin.
Wow. That's amazing.
So what else you like to talk about?
What else I like to talk about? I don't know. Bitches? I don't know. I mean, that's pretty much, you know, I write, I do comedy, I act, and then I'm pretty much just do jujitsu.
Well, how often are you at the Laugh Factory?
I'm there tonight. I have a show now, and then I have a couple. I'm a little bit late. I got to take off Argus, sorry. And then, you know, a couple times this weekend, and yeah, I'm usually like 3-4 times a week, maybe.
Well, please give my love to Jamie.
I will, for sure.
Hi.
Yeah, definitely.
And so, Bill Dawes, fantastic interview. Glad to have you here today.
Thank you. Very nice to meet you.
Thank you so much. I'll have you back. Bill Dawes, ladies and gentlemen. So much. Listen, our next guest comes highly recommended. She headlines clubs all over the country, and she is an absolute genius on Facebook and all the Twitter and all the social media jokes. I can't wait to see her. I know we're going to see her a lot here at the Comedy Store, and so will you. Give it up for Nicole, Aimee, Schreiber, ladies and gentlemen. So hi, Nicole.
How's it going?
Fine. Where are you from?
I'm from Detroit, Michigan.
Raised a Lions and Tigers fan?
Lions, Tigers, more Tigers and Red Wings. Yeah. No Lions. Lions suck. they've never been good as long as I've been alive.
Well, you'd never be a Bears fan out of treachery, would you?
Yeah, no. I mean, mainly because I don't. Bears are what sport? Well. Okay, good. Yeah. No. I just like playing baseball, and then I was a big fan of the Tigers, and then hockey. I didn't play it, but I liked watching it, and then hockey players are hot, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like it when they have no teeth. I'm like. It's very attractive.
Yeah, that reminds me, we had a black comic that was a friend of mine 30 years ago. I can't remember his name, but he would walk out on stage and says, "I am sick and tired of playing the white man's game. You know what I mean? Hockey."
There are like 8 black hockey players in the entire league. There is a marketing department within the NHL that is specifically dedicated to marketing their minority players. Yeah. That's not a joke. The comedian was Charles Cozart. I just remembered. Very funny guy. He was an electronic engineer. Oh, wow. So tell me where you performed at. I'm performing here, anywhere. I perform literally, you give me a microphone, but you can put it in a coffee shop or a back alley, and I'll do comedy there. Are you working those shops down around Melrose, those clubs? There used to be a lot of artsy stand-up places where you would talk about your feelings. It'd be like recovery meeting shares. But I just thought that was my therapist. Yeah. I talk about my feelings a lot. Whereas Bill was like, nobody wants to hear jokes about suicide. That's like 90% of my energy. And then each act ends with an attempted suicide, and I'm just as much of a loser as my mom said I was. I love you. Here I am. You know. Oh, wonderful. Well, you just hang on for one more day. Yeah, just one more day. Just one more performance, and I'll fuck it up. It is kill or die every day with you. Yeah, it really is. It is do or die all the time. More die, please. Okay. When did you start doing stand-up? First time I ever got on stage was about 8 years ago. Yeah. And then I didn't get serious about it. Like, I really didn't dedicate my life to it until probably about 2 years in.
Yeah.
So I would say, yeah, I've been doing it now for about 6 years.
Did you start at the clubs in Detroit and come out?
No, I started out here. There was a comedy club on Melrose. It's not really around anymore. It's called Sal's Comedy Hole. And so I would go up there.
Sounds romantic.
It's very romantic. Nothing like doing comedy in a dark hole. So I started there.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, just places around town, Comedy Store. I just got into development at the Comedy Store.
That's
so that was
a big
fun.
step.
Yeah, that was fun.
That's a big step.
That was a great day. I cried a lot. I mean, I was already crying, and then I just cried some more. Just lots of tears. This will get sad before it gets better, I promise, guys.
Well, interestingly enough, the difference between now and when I developed in the late 70s with my group of guys and ladies is that we had the Comedy Store Westwood.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been thinking about this, and there's this very slow pace of development now at the Comedy Store. It takes a while. You have to really mature as well as get better and funnier.
Yeah, totally.
And the key word is mature, because Mitzi would send us over to Westwood, and we would get really good really fast.
Yeah.
You know, because we'd be on stage every night, you know, a great comedy room, brick walls and everything. And after 2 or 3 years there, we weren't just ready for Sunset, we were ready for the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
The problem is we were still 23, 24, 25 and stupid.
Yeah.
And not able to handle it, a lot of us, once we started zipping into the
I mean, luckily, comics are still really immature and stupid. So that's not changing. And they're still, you know, kind of funny. But yeah, most, oh boy.
Well, I'm just saying, if it takes a while to work your way up to the main room here, it's a good thing generally. Because
yeah, totally.
It is now.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, I'm willing to wait as long as I have to get my name on the wall.
Well, so how many minutes do you have?
I mean, I can do 45 to an hour.
Do you work the road much?
I do work the road, not as much as I'd like, but I go on the road sometimes with Dave Attell.
Yeah, oh, wow.
So that's fun. And then I go back to Michigan often. I do shows there. There's a comedy club in Detroit that I go to all the time. It's Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle.
Oh, that's been there forever.
Forever, yeah.
Yeah, Mike Binder, Joe Napodi, Dave Coulier, all.
Everybody's there.
Yep. Yeah.
So I go there often. Yeah, it's good.
So are you the queen bee coming home when you get back there?
I don't like to look at it that way because that's a little arrogant. I don't want all the comics in Detroit to hate me.
And they will if you give a whiff of that attitude.
Yeah. But I am. But no, it's fun coming home. I get a lot of stage time because everyone's like, "Oh, you're from LA, you must be really funny," and then I let them down. But they keep giving me stage, so that's good.
Well, whenever I go back home to Oklahoma City, it's always the first show is always a splash in my face when I realize how many LA jokes I have.
Oh yeah, so much insider baseball.
Yeah.
And then you get back to your hometown and you're like, "Oh, I can't talk about In-N-Out. Nobody knows what it is." Well, now they do, but yeah.
That's
like, and then industry jokes.
Yeah.
People don't get those. I can't talk about auditions. Everyone's like, "What do you mean a job interview? What is that?"
Well, I go if oil is over $75 a barrel, they'll get the cocaine jokes in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
That's my only rule. I keep a close watch. So, what do you want to do with your career? You have a direction you want?
I really want to do everything I possibly can. I mean, short of porn, I'm willing to do just about anything on camera. Well, I mean, I would do porn. Who am I kidding? I'm just really upset that this whole Me Too movement has taken away my option of my sleeping my way to the top. So now I just have to put in good old-fashioned hard work to get there.
Is there a promise thing that you'll never tell? Is there another group?
Is there a what? What?
Is there a group of women that would say, "Well, I promise never to tell"?
Yes. Well, we're gonna have to start one of those. I'll never tell. And never Me Too.
Well, who was your role model growing up? What comic?
Lily. I liked laughing. Lily Tomlin. Mork and Mindy.
Really?
Yeah. My dad loved Mork and Mindy. We watched.
Because Robin was from Detroit.
Yeah. Well, Robin and we actually went to the same high school.
Really?
Yeah.
Which one?
Detroit Country Day.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. He went straight from there to Juilliard.
Well, he went from there, and then his senior year, he was in San Francisco or like the Bay Area, and then he went to Juilliard. Yeah.
He and I started out the same year. We were in the same pledge class that Mitzi threw over to Westwood.
To Westwood. Oh, great.
Michael
He's
Keaton
amazing.
And Marshall Warfield and Arsenio. It was
crazy.
Fantastic time.
Yeah.
And we're all in recovery now.
Yeah.
Well, so what did you pick up from your idols. When you're watching a TV show growing up, you're sitting in front of the TV show. Just say you're watching Joan Rivers. What did you get from that?
Enjoy what you do.
Enjoy what you do.
Make sure you're having fun doing it, because if it's not fun, no one else is going to have fun watching it.
Gallagher once gave me a little bit of advice that might help you enjoy the moment on stage. It did me. Whenever I'll slip into automatic pilot and I start performing faster than they're listening, he told me to scrunch up my toes in my shoes and listen to every word I'm saying.
Yeah.
To the last syllable of that word. Yeah. And suddenly I find myself listening to me, and I'm enjoying it too.
Yeah, you have to. I think there's sometimes I'll watch comics laugh at themselves on stage, and I've heard other comics complain that that's hacky and bullshit, but I love it. Like, I like watching a comic enjoy themselves. Don't be so jaded and just such a hard ass that you can't enjoy what you do. Like, fuck it. If you don't think you're funny, what's the point of doing comedy? Like, I think I'm funny. I enjoy my jokes.
What's the point of looking down on any other comedian in the first place? Unless they're prop comics.
Yeah. Unless they're pop comics or musical comics.
Musical parody. I just want to kill it.
I can't. I just like the whole. If one more fucking chick comes up with a ukulele on stage, I'm gonna fist it.
It was worse in the late '70s during the 3 network era, because everybody knew the same jingles, the same car commercials, the same songs. These guys would get up and just do a little parody and bring down the house. Oh, we're slaving away over one line.
God. We're just sitting there trying to be concise with our words, and they're like, I got 3 chords, it's gonna be great.
Oh, he's Christ. You know, I hate that. So here's the deal. I'm going to have you back lots.
Okay.
I have a feeling you're going places.
Oh my gosh, I'm totally going places. I'm going to Starbucks after this. This segment is brought to you by Starbucks. I need a coffee because I have a set.
I thought you might need to go to the bathroom.
Well, no, I have a set after this. As a comic, like, if the amount of coffee, well, if, you know, I mean, there's other drugs you could do, but like, I'm sober, so the amount of I'm not sober, like, I'm just, I've never had like a problem with it. I'm ruining my life all on my own. But, like, it's like I need to stay awake when you have those later sets. You can't make it. So after this, I have to go get my coffee and then get to my set.
Well, Nicole, you're coming back as soon as I can get you back.
Perfect.
We're going to follow your career.
I'll leave my schedule wide open.
We're going to follow your career from development to the ballet to the main room. All right?
Perfect.
Okay. Nicole, give her a big round of applause. Nicole, Aimee Schreiber, funny lady from Detroit City. So here's the deal. We've had a fantastic show, and I want to thank you for tuning in. Stay fun, have a ball, stay skeptical out there. Like Noah once said, scattered showers my ass. Enjoy your week. We'll be back with you on Tuesday. I'm Argus Hamilton. Welcome to the world famous Comedy Store.